It really wasn't my intent to make a YouTube channel to whine about things and rant and whatnot, but here we are. This place is just finally getting to me, bringing out my inner CCR. So yeah, I haven't been able to put in 110% like I used to when I lived here, because I don't live here anymore, and I've got my own place that needs a lot of work and all the other usual obligations on top of that. And for the past almost 3 months, I have been suffering from thoracic outlet syndrome, which took a while to diagnose, but one of my veins going to my arm, my left arm, gets pinched between my collarbone and my rib, and cuts off circulation coming out, so my arm swells up. And I've been on blood thinners since it was, I guess, the end of February. So I'm a little nervous about, what I do and trying not to cut myself. And I've also had 2 procedures now where they've been inside my vein, looking around and opening it up. One was just a couple days ago, so I'm still quite sore from that. So yeah, I haven't been able to give 110% here. But over the weekend, I got a message that the Kubota tractor pulling the manure spreader was running out of power and couldn't make it up the hill. First, there's a little concern as why is the Kubota pulling the manure spreader? Why isn't the 4040? I suspect because the 4040 is probably running the batwing somewhere, which has not been prepped, at least not by me. So maybe somebody went over the 4040 and the batwing and got them ready for this mowing season, or maybe they just hooked them up and mowed. I don't know. But in any case, it was kind of an emergency because the spreader always has to run. And that's another thing I don't really agree with. I think we should do it the way you're supposed to and have a pit, and instead of running the spreader every single day, let your manure accumulate and then take it out, do a spread day. It would just be so much nicer for the machine, because then you could spread with it all day, then you could clean it, maybe even lubricate it, paint it, take care of it, instead of letting it just sit there and rust. That's not what this rant is about. That's just one of the many things funneling into it. So anyway, Kubota tractor can't pull the spreader. I came out 3 days out of surgery on Mother's Day to resolve this problem. And I figured, the tractor, it's probably a fueling issue. There are a lot of things that it could be. Could be very simple, could be a little more complex. If it needs parts, I'm SOL, 1, because it's Sunday, and 2, because I don't have a company credit card anymore. And that's another frustrating rant for, 4 months now. I used to have a company card, that I could buy parts, tractor parts, whatever we need. Shop supplies like rags. Oh, guess what? No rags. That's what kept things stocked, with fluids and filters and parts, and that's how we kept the wheels turning. Well, first, it got declined, and I didn't know why. Turns out, I don't know, it was turned off. There was some kind of fraud thing. Nobody told me. And it's embarrassing, when you're trying to pay for stuff and you can't, and you have to put it back and say, oh, I can't pay for this. So I was given a temporary replacement. That one didn't work either. And I found that out once again, having to put back stuff that I need. And I don't want to use my own money and try to get reimbursed. I mean, I could. I don't want to do that. The finances around here are so messed up. I haven't been paid in years, and I'm afraid to ask to get paid, because the booking, they don't send out board bills anymore. It's such a mess, and there's always crying poor. So it's bad enough that I'm volunteering my time. I don't want to put my money into it. So I can't get parts. Store credit At the one place, they don't do store credit anymore. At the John Deere dealer, I guess because we hadn't used it in a while, that they closed that account. In any case, I can't get parts. Fortunately, I have a little bit of a stockpile to keep us going for a while. That's not even the point of the rant either. Where were we? We were here Sunday, Mother's Day, when I should have been cleaning up my house, getting things ready for my mom. So, Kubota tractor, no fuel, or probably no power. I thought the simplest solution to get us back in action, to get that spreader running every day like it needs to, was to throw together the last bits on the 4030, which had been slowly coming together. Because I figure, right, I don't know what's wrong with the Kubota. I don't have a whole lot of time. I know I can get the 4030 out there in service and get the spreader going. So that's what I did. I finished putting it together. It still has the one leak, but whatever. It runs. It should be good to go. Put the Kubota tractor in the shed so that I can work on it later. And I didn't think it was a priority because the spreader can now go out behind the 4030. And for loader work, we have the Kubota skid loader that does all the loader work around here. So I started getting texts about what's going on with the tractor. It was Mother's Day. I was having Mother's Day dinner, so I didn't get back immediately. And then pestered some more, and then found out why. It was promised to someone else to take off the farm to do dirt work with. That's why it was such a big rush. And here I thought it was, keeping the spreader going. So I'm back here again on my time, probably not going to get paid, hoping that I can find whatever, hoping that I don't need parts, hoping I have enough fluid. I do have a fuel filter around, hoping I can figure out what's wrong with this tractor and get it going for somebody else. And I don't think it's safe to even take on the road because the tie rods are shot. And it's just, one thing after another piling up, and it's only getting worse. And more and more and more, there's a limit to that. It's going to run out, and I'm pretty darn close. When I go in a week and a half for the big surgery, I'm going to be out of commission, really out of commission for a while. I don't know what's going to happen, but I ain't going to be too worried about it. Besides, I'm sure there will be a pile of broken stuff waiting for me to fix without parts, without even freaking rags. Well, I've got this one. It's not that dirty, is it?